I think it's not a secret that literacy has taken quite a hit in my country over the course of my lifetime. I would suppose the true dumbing down began with the presidency of Ronald Reagan. The Republican policy has been absolutely opposed to schooling, funding education, that kind of thing. Now we are in the final stages of that policy with the ending of the Department of Education, I believe. I think Jefferson would not be happy about it. But also there has been an impact over the years, cumulatively, of just all of the de-emphasis upon education and upon learning. Amongst the MAGA cult, the Make America Great Again folks, there actually is a sort of a badge of ignorance that you can wear. The stupider you are, the more props you get inside that environment. So I've been writing poems lately, and one thing, some of these are being posted as shorts if the brevity permits. And so I'm drawing sometimes an audience to my channel that is not the customary one. And I realize that a lot of these viewers don't necessarily come to one of my poems with much of a background in literature. And it's really been brought home to me how one of the first things they teach you is that the voice in the poem, the person speaking, I, is not necessarily equal to that of the writer. And I've realized a couple of my poems, there have just been numerous comments that I've gotten wherein I can clearly see that the person responding has confused the two. And so I thought I would give you an example. These poems are all kind of the sing-song variety, and I've taken Kipling as a model somewhat. And let me see if I can find his most famous one. Yeah, Tommy. I went into a public house to get a pint of beer. The publican he up and says, we serve no redcoats here. The girls behind the bar, they laughed and giggled fit to die. I outs into the street again, and to myself says I, oh, it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy go away. But it's thank you, Mr. Atkins, when the band begins to play. The band begins to play, my boys, the band begins to play. Oh, it's thank you, Mr. Atkins, when the band begins to play. I went into a theater as sober as could be. They gave a drunk civilian room, but hadn't none for me. They sent me to the gallery or round the music halls, but when it comes to fighting, Lord, they'll shove me in the stalls. For it's Tommy this and Tommy that and Tommy wait outside. But it's special train for Atkins when the trooper's on the tide. The troop ship's on the tide, my boys, the troop ship's on the tide. Oh, it's special train for Atkins when the trooper's on the tide. Yes, makin' mock o' uniforms that guard you while you sleep is cheaper than them uniforms, and their starvation cheap. And hustlin' drunken soldiers when they're goin' large a bit is 5 times better business than paradin' in full kit. Then it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy owes your soul. But it's thin red line of heroes when the drums begin to roll. The drums begin to roll, my boys, the drums begin to roll. Oh, it's thin red line of heroes when the drums begin to roll. We aren't no thin red heroes, nor we aren't no blackguards too, but single men in barracks, most remarkable like you. And if sometimes our conduct isn't all your fancy paints, why, single men in barracks don't grow into plaster saints. While it's Tommy this and Tommy that and Tommy fall behind. but it's pleased to walk in front, sir, when there's trouble in the wind. There's trouble in the wind, my boys, there's trouble in the wind. Oh, it's pleased to walk in front, sir, when there's trouble in the wind. You talk a better food for us and schools and fires and all. We'll wait for extra rations if you treat us rational. Don't mess about the cookroom slops, but prove it to our face. The widow's uniform is not the soldier man's disgrace. For it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and chuck him out, the brute. But it's savior of his country when the guns begin to shoot. Yes, it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and anything you please. But Tommy ain't a blooming fool. You bet that Tommy sees. Excuse me. So I think you can see the speaker of the poem is a young soldier, a Tommy. But the writer of the poem most certainly was not. And so actually in my other book of like poems, small poems it's called, you can find it at my Lulu page, protesting the I can't think of the right word, the adventure in Iraq committed by the Cheney and Bush administration. And I was posting these poems anonymously, and in one case there was some confusion, and because I think one of them had to do with taken much along this line from the viewpoint of a soldier. And I did research this. There were different books, and I read and was able to pick up some of the terminology, that kind of thing. And somebody responded to the poem, mistaking the writer of the poem as having been the soldier whose situation was described. So this is just a little bit of confusion. New viewers to my channel, generally my viewers are booktubers or very much book-centered sorts of folks who are probably much more aware of all of this kind of literary artifice. I'm surprised sometimes because I have been in this vein for so long that it shocks me that others are not. I have said that I did not really receive a very good education when I was a kid, but I think the basics were pretty well covered. And the good thing about that is with the basics pretty well covered, then you can do everything else by yourself if you need to. So I thought that I would just come on here and explain that principle that the speaker of the poem is not always equivalent to the writer of the poem. So lest there be any more confusion, though regardless, there is always, I am sure, something of the original author that inveigles its way into the voice of any character. Thank you.